Hi guys, it's Andy from Man City Fan TV and welcome to this match preview, which is about tomorrow's game, Manchester City versus Arsenal at the Etihad, 8:15 p.m. kickoff. And what we've done is we've brought back some of the guests from the Friday Night Social. We've got Chris, we've got Alan, we've got Karl, Martin, and off screen at the moment we've got Tom, which we'll speak to very shortly. So, Chris, how are you doing, mate? You all right? You excited about tomorrow?
I don't know if excited is the right word, Andy. I'm a bit more excited than I was, but no, not really. It feels a bit like they got, friendlies, maybe with a little bit more on them. It doesn't feel real to me.
Yeah, no, I've got that feeling. Alan, what about you over? I know have you sold all your 20 tickets for the Imperial?
We've got the 20 sold there already for tomorrow. It feels a bit strange, to be honest with you. I'm not really into it. It feels like I just want to wait for next season rather than just play these games out. It feels like all we got to do is just turn up, play the games out for a token gesture rather than. And I'm convinced the two games will go and Liverpool win those, and then they'll call the season to a halt. To be honest with you, I'm thinking.
Well, maybe we'll come to that. Martin, how are you, mate?
I'm pretty good. I'm probably in the odd camp. I'm now actually excited.
Yeah.
Maybe it's because we've had no football for 3 months. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. Tom, how are you, mate? You okay? You excited about tomorrow?
Yeah, I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully we can get a win and get off to a good start.
And Karl over in Washington, what are your thoughts on tomorrow? Excited or just see it out?
Happy to see the players back. Want to see how they build up for other competitions. I think that's all I'm excited about, really, just to see them back playing the game that we love and the team that we love.
Yeah, brilliant. Well, I'm going to bring Chris in. Oh, let me just bring Chris in. Chris, you should be. Are you there, mate?
I'm here, mate.
Good. Just speak to me. Say yes, I'm here, buddy.
Sorry, mate.
It's only so it picks up your voice and we can have you on screen, because today it's the day before Man City resume the season. But it's a special day for one particular person on the Man City Fan TV Arsenal preview, and that is Karl over in Washington, because it's his birthday today.
Ooh. Happy birthday, mate!
So everybody give Karl an absolute massive, big birthday wishes.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, Karl!
Thank you.
Have a
Happy
great
birthday,
day,
Karl!
Thank you, guys.
Happy birthday!
Thank
Well,
you.
listen, mate. From me, Martin, Kiam, Man City Fan TV. We've got your birthday present, and we'll send this over to you. So what you'll have to do is you'll have to DM me your details, and we've got you a Man City trackie hoodie.
Wow.
So there you go.
Thank you.
So that's going to wing its way over to you, mate, in Washington. You've got the 1894 on the arm and everything else.
Oh man,
all that type of thing. So that's for you, mate, for your birthday. And hope you have a wonderful day. And just on behalf of the channel, want to say a massive thank you for all the work that you do coming on the channel and everything else and promoting the channel. And so I hope you have a great day, mate. And we won't keep you too long on this particular preview.
Thank you, guys. I really appreciate you guys. Really grateful for the gesture. Thank you so much.
You're more than welcome. But anyway, right, on to, tomorrow is the start, certainly for City, is the start of the resumption of the Premier League restart. So what I'm going to do is just ask you guys, just for 5 minutes or so, just your thoughts on the season starting behind closed doors, and what are you actually expecting? Forget about the game itself, but just everything about, because clearly none of us are going to be in the stadium. We're going to be watching it on TV. And what are your thoughts about what to expect? Now, I'm going to come to Tom first, because, Tom, I know you've been watching quite a lot of the Bundesliga. Like I said, I've not watched a single second of football. I haven't even watched any replays or not a single thing. So I have no idea what to expect. So what are you expecting about the whole atmosphere and the game itself tomorrow?
Yeah. Well, if there's anything from the Bundesliga side, they've been using quite a lot of sounds and fan noises to make the atmosphere sound like a realistic atmosphere. So, just gone, Fortuna Dusseldorf played Dortmund and they didn't have the sound on. But the week before they played Bayern Munich at their place and the atmosphere was way better. You can tell the difference. So it'd be good if all Premier League clubs do sort of try and put sounds in from home and away, because it does give some sort of atmosphere. In terms of the game tomorrow, I'm looking forward to it. I'm happy that we're going to be back. Obviously, you look back at the last game we played, which was the derby. So I'm hoping for a slightly more better game than we did that day. Anything really, as long as we get the win, all the players stay, and we get a decent start, then I'll be happy.
Okay, Alan, what about yourself, mate? What are your sort of expectations about watching this particular game? Obviously, after everything that's happened on TV, and a bit different for you because you're going to be obviously in the Imperial with 20 fans and whatever else. Any expectations?
It's going to be weird because seeing an empty stadium, but I've been watching the NRL. The rugby league over here from Sydney, and they do the sound of the crowds on the games, and it's not the stadium that does it; it's the actual Foxtel of doing it, and it sounds normal because you can hear that. But it depends who's doing it. If it's Sky's doing the sounds, or it's coming from the stadium ones. It depends. I don't know if they're going to do I've not heard anything to say that they're going to do the sounds on the TV, but it's going to be strange because I've watched a couple of games before for club behind closed doors. Once when City played in Europe, if you remember, and it felt like it felt like it was a park game with you can hear the players talking to each other, shouting and swearing and carrying on, and it just felt like you're watching a game in the park. But it's going to be weird. It's going to be strange. And one thing I've noticed when there's no crowds there, I don't think the players are that play with intensity as much because the crowd can give them that. So we'll just to see how it'll be interesting to see.
Interesting point because I was listening to, I think it was somebody yesterday, I can't even remember the name, on it was a football podcast sort of done by the BBC or something like that, and they had a player on and he said, he turned around and said, well, we only think about ourselves. We don't actually feed off the crowd. And I'm thinking, really?
I don't believe that.
I don't believe that at all. But when you think about it, if you're an opposition team like Arsenal coming to the Etihad and they've not got City fans behind them, is that an advantage? I don't know. Playing in a neutral sort of stadium with no noise and everything else, does that make it easier for an away team? I have no idea because with you, like I said, when we watched that European game away, I mean, it was like it's like watching an EDS game. You can hear all the players shouting and things like that. I don't know.
It's going to be weird because you would think that games would be a bit more even with an knockout, especially when you go to Anfield. You watch a game at Liverpool. Their crowd and the atmosphere at Anfield is quite intimidating, and it does put other teams off. I think we completely bottle it when we go there. We get intimidated, don't we? Every time we play at Anfield, might be a little bit easier. Don't know.
I don't know. I think
it goes for 5 minutes.
I think it's I think it's a bit of a myth, the Anfield atmosphere, because I think you get the pre-match stuff, and then you get 5 minutes of. 5 minutes of singing, and then unless they score, it's pretty quiet. It's pretty quiet. But
we've all been to Anfield, and you're more or less on the pitch, the spectators, especially the first.
That's
you're in close, and the stands are like that, and you feel like you're on top of them.
That's the different thing. Yeah, it's the stadium itself and the way it's built is pretty enclosed. It's like an old style stadium. So definitely rather than one of the modern arenas, definitely in there. Martin?
I think the crowd noise, I'm going to be honest, I know other people have said it's going to help the atmosphere and everything. I think it's there for one reason, and that's to stop the swearing coming out on the TV and anything else that they're going to say. I really don't think, because the players aren't stupid. They're still going to be in an empty stadium.
Yeah.
Whether they're all going to know it's pipe sound. And do they really, how can they get G'd up by a recording? Really? That's for me. I think it's done to help any bad language rolling out onto the TV, if you want my honest opinion.
Well, can you imagine what's going to happen if what's going to happen if that does get picked up? I'm sure the players have been warned, but I mean, can you imagine if that gets picked up on certainly one of the first big games of the season of the restart?
I'll tell you what, I bet there's less microphones around the pitch tomorrow. There won't be as many microphones on that pitch.
Yeah.
They're not stupid. They know what's coming. Because once you're in the emotion of a game, they're going to be at it.
It'll be interesting to see, Martin, if a bad decision gets given to one team and what the reaction will be. Because you're not telling me if it's a tight game and a decision goes the wrong way or a goal gets disallowed and etc. You're not telling me they won't have a go at the ref. I'm sorry.
Exactly. And I think you can pipe everything all you want and put all this crowd noise in. Like I said, you're still going to see all the empty seats. It's not going to change. It's going to be empty.
The empty ad is going to be empty.
Yeah,
well, it's always like that anyway, isn't it? So I think we'll be all right.
I'll tell you what will be interesting. Will there be any fans there tomorrow?
Well, outside the stadium.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the Etihad. I think we're quite lucky at the Etihad in respect of if you look at the entrance points to get into around the outside of the stadium, it can be pretty much closed off because they've got those big fences that you go around towards the South Stand, and then you've got the big gates, and then you've got where the media centre is, that can be closed off, and then you've got the blue car park over Joe Mercer Way, that can be closed off, and then you move around to the North Stand area, that can be closed off. So I think they can do a pretty good job of closing off actually the whole circle. They can close the Nexham Bridge off and things like that. So I think City, out of many teams in the Premier League, can actually enclose the whole area pretty much like a match day. Because if you go on a match day, as you know, they filter fans in. There's only really 4 or 5 main places fans can get into towards the stadium.
Yeah. Great point. Then why are we the only team not allowed? Why are we the only team having a game move then?
I know.
Then that begs that question: why are we the only team having a game?
Well, yeah. Well, is that because of our fans or because of the opposition fans?
Liverpool fans. It'll kick off in central Manchester because all Liverpool fans will come up, won't they? And it'll just kick off. Probably.
Yeah. Who knows? Karl, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, so I watched the Bundesliga empty stadiums and I wasn't having it. I stopped. But I'm watching La Liga now with Barcelona playing Leganés. And they have this on TV. They have this virtual crowd and with the noise, and it's pretty good. It's pretty believable from a TV perspective. They've done a really good job. You won't even know the difference. The noise is good. They have this simulated stadium crowd that's there. Now, when they zoom in, right, if someone gets an injury or someone gets a foul, you can see that the seats are empty. But it's on beIN Sport. It's pretty good so far.
Well, but I think Barca are leading, aren't they?
Yeah, La Liga. Yeah.
No, Barca. I think they're
leading. They're winning 1-0 at this point. But it's a good simulation. They did a good job. Yeah.
I think
it's better than having no sound.
Yeah. Oh God! Oh yeah. I think they've got no choice other than to pipe in something, because the echoes in a big arena would be embarrassing. Tom, today or yesterday they were saying that they're gonna have this. Obviously, the 5 subs, but they're going to have this celebration camera that what people are going to run over to. They're going to have this tunnel camera. They're going to have all of these other things to try and, get the supporters watching on TV more into it. I think when you watch a game, if you watch a game at home on TV, generally you only see the pitch for most of the game anyway. What you thought? What is there anything else you think that they should have done other than piping in and sounds and things? Is there anything else you can think of that maybe they could have done?
Well, to be fair to the Premier League closely rejected the majority of the things they were trying to propose. Tunnel in the changing rooms. They wanted cameras in the changing rooms, and they wanted to try and get little interviews and stuff. And the Premier League clubs denied that. So there was a few things that was planned that they didn't want to happen. I know in the Bundesliga they have the tunnel cam and they have the changing room cams in certain grounds, and it definitely puts a different aspect onto it. It's just like watching the Amazon Prime documentaries, but it's live. If you get what I mean.
So I mean, like I said, I've not been watching any football whatsoever. So they have got like changing room cams at certain clubs, but not all of them.
Yeah, because in the Bundesliga they were given the option of whether they wanted them or not. So there's some clubs such as Bayern, Dortmund that wanted them, and then you've got your likes of Fortuna, Werder Bremen, Paderborn who don't want them because they're obviously fighting to stay up, and maybe the tactics will get put out and all that sort of thing. So it just depends. But it did, and you can tell the difference going back onto the sound thing. You can tell the difference. I'll give you two examples. I'm going to use Dusseldorf. 2 weeks ago, they played Schalke with all the sounds, and they won. And then the week after, it was dead, and they lost. And you could tell the difference in how the players approached the game, that they felt a bit more of a buzz with the noise, because it sort of gave them a little bit of a normality, rather than when it wasn't there.
So it's not done by the television, it's done by the ground, the noise, is that correct?
Yeah.
That's
in
interesting.
Germany, yeah. Some of the clubs, I know City have... sort of, I think they've discussed with the same people that Bayern Munich are using, and in the crowd noises, and seeing if they can use it. So I don't know if that's gone ahead fully, but there was definitely negotiations a few weeks back to say, yeah, let's try and get this sounding, and it does work because it's louder on the counter attacks, and they can change it, and it's really good. So fingers crossed they can get it in, because it definitely make a little bit of normality watching, if you get what I mean, rather than it being silent.
Okay, Martin, you wanted to make a point.
Yeah, I don't want to sound controversial. I really don't. But do you know what I like to have seen? And I know it's going ahead.
But I will.
If we'd have waited 2 or 3 more weeks, could we have got crowds back in?
No,
not a chance.
Too much risk.
You might have got a small
this is what I'm saying,
number, but you wouldn't have got the crowds back.
Nothing's been done over these protesters. I'm going on a flight with 500 people in 4 weeks.
You might.
Changing. No, I'm going. What I've been told tonight. So
500 people. That's a bloody big aircraft. What sort of aircraft are you going on?
The world is going ahead now. We're being told we're going ahead with everything.
Yeah.
So could we Could we have held off?
Yeah, actually, it is a good point. It is a talking point, and I'm with you on that, because I do think in another month, the way it's going in the UK, in another month, they're going to end up. They're already talking about dropping it from 2 meters to 1 meter.
I'll give you an example. I work in a school, as you know.
Yeah.
And I've been told, you said it's year 6, year 1, and everyone else. We're basically being told it's up to us now to let whoever we want back.
Yeah.
So this is where we're at now in the UK. We're now.
From what I've heard, everyone's been told what to do, but everyone's just completely ignoring it anyway. No one's using any common sense.
It does. It does feel that way.
A rule might be gone. That's what the conversation is next.
I mean, if you go back to 1 meter, well, 1 meter is only your own personal buffer zone, isn't it? It's only an arm length. You know, that's if anyone's encroaching 1 meter on you, then that's pretty aggressive behaviour because they're invading your personal space anyway. It's an arm's length, isn't it? You know, most people.
Behaviour or something else going on.
Well. So yeah, I mean, it's I don't know, Chris. Go on, mate.
I was just going to say, one of my favourite pastimes is going to watch a band, and this will be like playing a gig in front of no fans, and the different, the players interact with the fans, right? So say we're 1-0 down with 10 minutes to go and there's something to play for, the fans will get behind them, and that's not going to be there. Yeah. I think it's just the sound thing is just for aesthetics for us watching. I don't think it's got anything to do with for the players.
Yeah,
and I think that's what disappoints me about the whole decision to start again, is that the home advantage has been pretty much negated. So that's what disappoints me with it. And I've been seeing plenty of bands in small rooms when they're dead, and it's a pretty boring gig. And I've been in when they're bouncing, and you get a completely different performance by the same band. So
I mean, on that point, it's actually a good point again, Chris. Because can you imagine? Let's imagine it's not 25-point lead. Let's imagine this is like a 3-point lead or a 6-point lead, and you've got like teams being moved around and not playing in there, and no fans, and then it does. I know it doesn't right now because Liverpool have won the league, but let's put City and Liverpool out of the equation. Let's go to Leicester, Chelsea. No, well, let's go to even to the top. Leicester, Chelsea, United, Spurs, Wolves, Sheffield United, all of these, and then go to the bottom, and none of those teams that are going to play at home, who are fighting for, let's say, a top 4 spot or fighting for relegation, are going to have any advantage with the crowd noise and everything else. Because if anyone tells me without fans, it doesn't really matter, that's bollocks. Absolute nonsense. It is nonsense. It is nonsense, because why do you see so many teams every year at the end of the season either going for a title or going for a top 4 or going for getting out of relegation or dropping in? Their home performances generally are good. They are good. So I agree with you, Chris. Sorry, somebody else. I think, Alan, were you going to say something there? Sorry, mate.
No.
Okay. Right. Okay. So there you go. But it's back. Football is back. And I guess we're just going to have to wait and see what it's going to be like tomorrow. And I'm sure there'll be lots of people that might go, yeah, actually, it wasn't that bad. And others that go, I didn't even watch it. And some that might go, I watched it, didn't like it, but it's City. So I have to watch it because it's my team, and everyone's entitled to their opinion. So moving on then, next question. We know we're playing tomorrow. We know we're playing Arsenal. I'm going to go through each of you and ask what do you think will be the lineup. So I'm going to rotate this rather than just do it with one person. I'm going to rotate it and make it a little bit different. So Chris, and this should be fairly simple. Goalkeeper.
Carson. Edison.
Edison.
Me.
Alan.
Edison keeping.
Okay, Karl.
Edison.
Martin.
Edison.
Tom.
Edison.
Full house. I think we all agree it's going to be Edison. Right. We're going to go for a 4-3-3 to keep it simple. Though
Not 4-2-2.
No, not 4-2-2. Martin's 4-4-2. He might come up with something like that. But I think Pep might have a bit of a plan tomorrow for Arsenal. I've got a funny feeling because obviously Arteta knows him. I think he might play something a little bit different. But we'll stick with a 4-3-3 just to make it easy. So, back 4, right back, we're going first then. Chris.
I've got Walker, despite Ryan and Tom trying to convince us on Friday. But I'm sticking with Kyle.
Okay, so you're going Kyle Walker. Alan?
Walker.
Karl?
Yeah, Walker.
Martin?
Walker.
Tom?
Cancelo.
You're gonna go. You think he might play Cancelo tomorrow?
Yeah.
Ahead
Mix
of
it up a little
Walker.
bit. Yeah, mix it up a little bit.
Yeah. So he's gonna weaken our defence in our first game back.
I'm not going into an argument about him. We'll see on Friday. We'll see on Friday if he plays. Let's see, and I'm hoping that he backs up my vouch for him. On.
You wait until the watch along tomorrow, Tom. You wait.
All right.
Okay, all right. So I think we're all in agreement except for Tom. He's a Cancelo lover. He loves Cancelo over Walker. So if we go Walker as right back then, because it's the majority, let's go to left back then. Chris,
Mendy.
you're going for Mendy to start tomorrow. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Alan,
Mendy.
You're going Ben Mendy as well.
Yeah.
Karl.
Yeah, Mendy, same.
You're going Mendy. Yeah. Tom.
Yeah, get Benjamin in again. Yeah, for me.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Okay, Martin.
It's got to be Zinchenko. No,
don't.
It's got to be Mender.
Don't say him, and then
Mender.
after you slagged him off on the Friday.
Show me the Benjamins. It's all about Mender.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. I'll go for Mendy as well, but the problem with Mendy at the moment is he's so not on social media that you don't know. You don't know what the hell's going on in his world. I think we're all
learning.
Yeah, maybe he is, but I do like his tweets. I do love his tweets. I wish Benjamin Mendy would get back on Twitter. I do love it. He's an absolute legend. But okay, I think we're all in agreement. Ben Mendy might be the player to play at left back. So we're going to go to one centre back. We'll go one centre back who's definitely going to play tomorrow. So Chris,
Aymeric.
You're going for Laporte.
Yeah.
Alan.
Same, Laporte.
Laporte. Karl.
Yeah, I'm a
Martin.
Emmerich. Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah, Emmerich.
Okay, so I think we're all in agreement that Aymeric Laporte, because we've seen little bits of tweets about him this week, and he's become more high profile as as we're getting closer to the game, which suggests I think he's back firing, ready to go. So yeah, I'm in agreement. Aymeric Laporte. Right, who's going to partner him tomorrow? Chris.
I think it'll be Fernandinho. I would rather Fernandinho was playing CDM, but I would rather see Stones there.
You'd rather see Stones?
I would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've
very
got to say
interesting. No, interesting. Alan.
I'm going to go Fernandinho.
You're going Fernandinho.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're going Laporte, Fernandinho. Chris has gone Laporte. He thinks it might be Fernandinho, but he'd rather see Stones and Laporte. Karl?
I think it's going to be Stones. I think that if it's not Stones, then it's Fernandinho. Yeah, and if it's Fernandinho, then Stones is gone. Yeah, he's gone. Because there's just no reason why at this point in time, if he can't get into the team and he's fit, quote unquote, he's fit, he's done. He's done. He's gone. So for me, I think it's going to be Laporte and Stones starting off.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah, remember the West Ham game at the beginning of the season? It was Laporte and Stones, and they did pretty well.
Yeah.
So let's see.
They play well together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tom.
For me, I think he just needs to stay in.
What's that? Sorry, you're just breaking up a little bit, Tom.
Sorry. Yeah.
I'll bring Tom. Maybe come off the call.
Fernandinho for me.
Tom, come on. Tom, come off the call and come back on again, mate. I'll bring Martin in. Martin, while Tom's trying to sort out his Wi-Fi, who would you go for with Laporte?
Fernandinho, because I think that's going to be his position. It's John Stones, I'm afraid. If Carl's thinking that, then bye-bye John Stones.
Yeah.
Fernandinho all day long.
Yeah, I must admit, I've got a feeling he'll play Fernandinho. But I'd like to see Laporte Stones. I really would. I really would like to.
I think we all would.
Yeah.
We know how talented Stones is.
Yeah.
But he doesn't concentrate. Can we trust him?
Yeah. Well, I've no idea. I've no idea. I think first game back, unknown quantity. We don't know what's going to happen. Is he gonna mess about with the team, or will he put somebody in who he knows he can rely on? And let's face it, I don't know who said it on the Friday Night Social, Alan or somebody said on the Friday Night Social, he's not great as a centre back, Fernandinho.
Well, it was me.
Yeah. You mentioned it on Friday Night Social on Friday. You said that
Pep said he's never going back to centre mid.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, it don't mean to say that he will go back to centre mid, but we've got to remember he is 3.5 months older now. We've had 3.5 months off without any football.
Andy, question for you and for the group: Stones and Walker, how's their partnership? If you have Stones playing right centre back and Walker playing right full back, what's their partnership like in games? Do they perform well? The games I think about Walker and Stones, it looks like they play pretty well together. Maybe there's an influence there.
Yeah, I don't think they. See, you're asking the wrong person because I think Stones he's had 2 or 3 crappy games, really crap games where he's made some really bad mistakes. But for me, all defenders do. All defenders have some really poor games. By the nature of the role of being a centre-back or a right-back and things like that, you're going to come up against on a day when you have a bad day. If you're in the midfield, you sort of get away with it because, somebody beats you. People tend to look at it as a midfielder beats another midfielder. It's like, well, they just got the better of him in midfield. That's it. There's no real end because you've got defenders behind you. You've got strikers ahead of you. You misplace a pass. It's like, well, does it lead to anything? No, because you're not expected to score. And strikers sometimes have off days, but we don't get on their backs that much. But centre backs and right backs, I think defence as a whole and a goalkeeper.
Keepers.
I think we jump on them like, oh shit, how crap was he and that mistake he made. Well, look at how many misplaced passes a Bernardo Silva or a Rodri or even a David Silva or even a Aguero when he's not interested and does nothing for 89 minutes. And we don't jump on their backs like we do on defenders, and they make a mistake, it could potentially lead to a goal, and people remember that. So I think Stones is, I don't know. I think my own Stones and Otamendi. I think people jump on the backs too much, but everyone's entitled to an opinion on it. I think they played all right together, but who knows? Tom, are you back?
I'm back.
Oh, you're back. You're back. That's better, mate. Sorry, can you just go back to what you were saying before about your other centre back because you were breaking, mate?
Yeah, I was saying I think it'll be Fernandinho because I think that he's the solid one, and I think that might be the future for at least the next 2 or 3 years of Fernandinho and Laporte.
2 or 3 years, Fernandinho and Laporte.
Yeah,
Fernandinho and Laporte for the next 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, it'll be one of the partnerships. That's what I'm saying. It'll be one of the stronger partnerships because we're going to get another defender in centre back. But I think Fernandinho will be one of the stronger ones to partner Laporte.
Yeah, but it'll be about 36.
I think he can go on for that.
Fernandinho will do 1 more year and then he'll go.
Yeah. I think he might, but so you'll go tomorrow. You can have Fernandinho and Laporte. I think most of us. I think. Well, I'm guessing most of us sort of think that might be happening. Okay, let's move into the midfield then. Let's have a holding midfielder because we tend to play with 1 holding midfielder, but we might play with 2, but we'll just stick with 1 as a holding player. So, Chris.
Like I said, I'd rather Fernandinho was playing that role, but I think it'll be Rodri.
Okay, Alan.
Rodri.
Karl.
Yeah, probably Rodri in the 4-3-3. Yeah.
Tom.
Yeah, Rodri for me.
Martin.
Rodri.
Okay, I think that's a full house. I think Rodri will play tomorrow. Who's going to be the two in front of him then? And we'll go for both players because we could end up in loads of disagreements about all different types. But let's go for the two ahead of Rodri then in that three in midfield. Chris?
Kevin, for sure. And I think probably Bernardo.
Okay, so you're going for Kevin and Bernardo. Alan?
I'm going to go for KDB and David Silva.
You're going for David Silva. Tom?
Kevin and Bernardo for me.
Kevin and Bernardo. Okay. Karl?
Yeah, Kevin and Bernardo. I think those
Okay.
are the two. Yeah.
Martin?
I'm with Alan. I think it'll be KDB and David. Because I think every time David plays Arsenal, he rips them apart. And the way Arsenal play, David Silva could have a field day tomorrow because he won't have to do a lot of running against Arsenal.
But he'll play one game this week. When he plays the FA Cup game, David won't play. Bernardo will play in there.
Yeah.
Play one game a week.
I'm with you two. I think it'll be Kevin De Bruyne and David Silva tomorrow. I think Silva loves Arsenal. Love playing against Arsenal and just loads of space. Absolutely loads of space. Interesting.
But Andy, if Arteta would have known that, right, he would probably set up differently for us than Wenger or Unai Emery, right? So that may change how Guardiola approaches the game.
Yeah.
They won't.
We can also put Bernardo on.
Yeah. No. Well, I'm only saying that because I've not got to my three at the front.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's the only reason why. Okay. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. I asked my lads this morning and said to them, Will was shaving my hair, and I said, "Who's going to be starting lineup tomorrow?" And he went straight away in the midfield. He went Rodri, Bernardo, and Kevin De Bruyne straight away. Never even thought about it. And my other lad said exactly the same. So it's going to be interesting. It is going to be interesting because we know Bernardo plays well in that role. Okay, let's move on to the front three then, or a three ahead of the three in midfield. However you want to play it, Chris.
Right, I would definitely be playing Sterling on the right wing.
On the right.
On the right wing, I would probably play Gabby, if I'm honest with you, but I think Sergio will start, and I will definitely have Leroy on the left.
So you would actually start Leroy. Which both of my lads this morning both had Sane as on the left and Sterling on the right. Both of them said, "I don't care what he's done. If he's fit, after 3.5 months of break, he plays." End of.
Andy, that's the best football I've seen at City when he's on the left and Razza's on the right.
Yeah.
That's the best football I have ever seen at Man City.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I'm with you. I'm totally with you. Okay, Alan?
I'm going to go Bernardo on the right, Sergio up front, and Sterling on the left. That's what I start with.
Okay. Tom?
For me, it'll be Mahrez, Aguero, and Leroy. And I'll tell you why Mahrez is over Sterling for me. Because if we look... No, I'm going to tell you, right?
No, it's okay.
Because I'm going back to if this game was on that Wednesday night and we start the season as it finished, and Sterling was horrendous against United. The whole team was. So if we did pick it out, I'd have picked the reserves if it was the same night.
Sterling's been horrendous for 3.5.
Exactly. I'm basing it on form, and Riyad Mahrez has been one of our best players up to the point it stopped. So I think he deserves his chance to stay in the squad. Sergio's going to stay in the squad because it's Serge, and I think that he deserves to stay in. And he was in decent form. And then I think Leroy needs to come back in because, firstly, because he's class, and secondly, it'd be nice if he is leaving to get the last 6, 7, or however many games it is to see him playing there for in a blue shirt. Okay,
Martin, who's your three ahead of the three in midfield?
I just think Tom and Chris had a little chat before they came on here, Right, I'm not falling for that. Right, Sterling down the middle. Aguero down the middle. Oh,
is this in a 2-2-2 or something?
257-259.
I've got
You must have played the last 3 digits of his phone number.
Well,
like
Sergio through the middle. Shut up, will you? Sergio through the middle.
Yeah.
Mahrez right wing. Sterling left wing. If Leroy's on that pitch, which I don't think he will be, because I think Bayern will insist he doesn't play again, because they ain't going to fall for it twice. And I don't want a player who's half out the door anyway. I want
Martin, what happens if in the next few weeks Leroy Sané signs a 5-year contract?
I will show my ass, as my dad used to say, in Lewis's front window, because it ain't happening. It ain't happening.
Sorry, just repeat that. What you're going to do?
I will show my ass
on Man City Fan TV. What are you going to do? Show your ass on Man City Fan TV.
Side on Man City Fan TV.
Oh no! I hope we sell into Bayern.
Come on, go to Bayern Munich.
And I'm sorry, no, I'll be honest with you. I don't want someone whose heart is not in it to play for City. I don't.
Well,
Because you couldn't give a monkey's.
Oh, we're not going down that argument again. We're not going down that argument again. Anyway. So you're going for.
I'm not falling for it.
You're going for who on the left? Who's not going to play on the left? Did you say?
I'm going Sterling on the left, Mahrez on the right, and Sergio through the middle.
What? No,
Leroy.
I think that's another £4 he owes to tackle for Manchester. That's 20 quid. That's 20 quid.
I'm live. I will do a super chat tomorrow for 20 quid to do it. Done dusted. Good night, God bless.
Chitchy. For tackle for Manchester.
Andy,
yeah, mate.
You know what he's going to do when he does the live commentary on the game? If Leroy comes on, he's going to start booing on the channel. You watch. Boo!
Yeah. No, he'll just be like, "Oh, the ball's gone out to the guy on the left wing. I just hope he plays because." He's going to end up with about 100 quid if he has about 80 touchdowns.
No, don't count tomorrow.
100 quid in the kitty.
Doesn't count tomorrow.
I hope he has a man of the match performance and scores 5 goals. Tom, paying out.
Tom, I hope he does, but you all need to realise that he's going bye-bye very soon. So you better get all the Leroy you can get because you're about to lose him.
Exactly. So why do you want to keep him on the bench then?
Is that another pound?
Because I want players who want to stay.
Is that another pound?
Players who were trying to impress another club and going to play out of the skin for the last 10 games.
Impress another club? He's already done the 5-year deal. What does he need to impress them for? He's agreed it.
Tom's like a proper marlin fisher, isn't he? He's just throwing it out there, caught him, and he's playing with him.
You go and do your bloody weightlifting, you in the corner.
I've had a breast today.
Don't get me wrong. I'd love him to sign a contract, but I just can't see it.
I would love Leroy to sign a contract. But he won't, and I know he won't.
Yeah.
He gets so irate, doesn't he? I know. Right.
Don't worry, Jordan Sancho will be there next season.
Oh,
for pissing hell's sake.
Hey, he's caught your disease, Jordan Sancho.
Jordan?
Jaden.
Jaden Braff.
So we're going to get rid of one attitude problem and bring in a bloody another one. That's
Martin, don't you know Martin's got all the inside knowledge on how their personalities are and what all the attitudes are.
Just because he had an haircut, it makes him an idiot, does it, Martin? Just because he's had an haircut.
Anyway, right.
You're going to quote me,
okay.
Right.
Right. I've gone for. I'll come to you one second, Karl. I'm going for. I had KDB and David Silva. I'm going for Bernardo on the right, Sterling on the left, and Sergio up front. I'm going to put Bernardo on the right. Yeah.
Why not Mahrez?
I'm going to. Because I prefer Bernardo Silva over Mahrez.
Oh, don't mean he hates him.
You absolute sod.
What's wrong with that? He shared his opinion like everybody else. How dare you share your opinion, Andy? How dare you?
Bernardo has played on the right loads for City. I just think he might play on the right and Sterling on the left and Aguero front. I'd love to see Sterling on the right, Sane on the left, and Aguero up front. That's what I'd love to see. Will he play? I don't think he will, but I'd go for that without a shadow of a doubt. Go on, Karl. You were going to say something, mate.
Yeah, I have to agree with Chris. I think the best football we play is when we have those three: Sane, Jesus, and Sterling up front. That front three is perhaps one of the best front threes in world football, if you ask me. The speed, the passion, the aggressiveness. That front three will tear anybody apart. Sterling on the right, Sane left, and Jesus in the middle.
You think Jesus, not Aguero?
Yeah. You know why? Because of the work rate and the fact that we've been off for a couple of months. Jesus works harder than Aguero. If you have Bernardo and Kevin in the middle with Rodri, you need someone to help out in the midfield, and Jesus often drops back to do that. Aguero doesn't do that. If you don't do that, you have a hole in the middle. And Arsenal have some pretty good midfielders in the middle too. So for me, it's Jesus, and then bring Aguero in
12 months. Don't forget, Sane's not playing football in 12 months. He's going to need time to get maybe 15, 20 minutes under his belt, and that's it.
But no one's played football for 3.5 months.
Who's that?
No one's played football for 3.5 months, Alan. It's like, there's no form idea. They're all coming back from the same place.
Yeah, true.
I think the advantage we have is that we have 5 subs, right? Because you can bring in Aguero, you can bring in Foden, you can bring in David, you can bring in Gundogan, you can bring in Mahrez at any point in time to mix it up. So that should be an advantage, hopefully. But
I know a few have had knocks lately. Gundogan being one of them. So whether they'll be in, because not a lot came out of that behind closed doors 11 versus 11 game. We don't really know that much about it and what really happened and who really played and we don't really know that much about that particular game. So it'd be interesting to know who really played and who played against who and that type of thing. So
come to think of it, is John Stones fit? Because
they're all fit. They're all fit.
I think they're saying everyone's fit. But I think John Stones was one of the ones with Gundogan and somebody else. I can't remember who the other player was who had knocks, but I think that was going back a week. So we'll see. But they're saying that everybody's fit, things like that. So I think we'll wait and see tomorrow what the lineup's going to be. Like I said, we've got 5 subs now, so we can bring all 5 on. And which means, there's opportunities there for the likes of Phil Foden, Gundogan, Mahrez, Jesus, or whoever he picks or whoever he doesn't pick. So it's going to be interesting. It really is. So my final question tonight, before we wrap this up, is your score predictions. So I'm going to come to Chris first. What's your score prediction for tomorrow?
Well, I've given this a lot of thought, and I've ended up with a boring 2-0. Right. I just think I don't think because the lack of atmosphere, there'll be the lack of intention to get more and more. If you know what I mean. I think we've got a really good record against Arsenal in recent seasons. Yeah. So Arsenal don't particularly scare me like they once used to, and their away record's appalling. I think they've only won 2 away games this season. So but I think 2-0. I think it'll be a really comfortable 2-0.
Yeah, we tend to do really well against Arsenal lately. The last few years, we've one of the teams that we've absolutely destroyed on occasion. So we'll wait and see. It's going to be different. Alan, what's your score prediction for tomorrow, mate? I
think it'll be tight. I think it'll be 2-1. I think we need to win because I can't bear the thought of Liverpool winning the league at our place. I really can't. They've got to win. 2-1, I'll say. Arteta will know Pep. It'll be a difficult game. But I think it'll be 2-1 City. Okay, Martin.
I did say 3-1, but then after talking to Claude the other day, I started having doubts. Because I'm like, all right, because Claude isn't normally that confident, but he was on Monday night. I'm going to stick with 3-1.
3-1 City. Okay, Karl.
Yeah, I think 3-1 as well. I think if we're playing a 4-3-3, 3-1, If we played a 3-5-2, then I would do 3-0. But it's 4-3-3, so we'll give him a go.
3-0, so pretty comfortable for that one. Tom?
Well, I think you're going to see a different City tomorrow with Juan Lilo coming in for his debut alongside Pep. I think you're going to see a completely different City side, and I think that we're going to go off Lilo's tactics tomorrow night, not Pep's, based on the fact Arteta knows everything about City, and I think we'll beat them 4-1. I think we're going to go out. We're going to go out and we're going to show everybody that we're City and we're not bottle jobs, and we're going to make sure we keep second, and we're going to get at least one trophy by the end of this season once it's finished. And I think Sergio, Leroy, and Kev will all be on the score sheet, with Leroy getting 2.
Whoa! Get in!
That's 25 points behind Liverpool.
Get in! Get in!
That's
Leroy.
a bullseye.
Leroy getting 2. Look at his face. Look at him.
Guess
Look at
what,
him.
Tom? Guess what?
I've never
Tom?
seen anyone
Don't
look so
sleep tonight.
depressed in my life.
You'll wake up with the lotto winnings.
Ooh, I will.
Andy,
Yeah.
I'd love to see Martin interview Leroy on this channel. It'd be brilliant. It would be the most beautiful sight ever, wouldn't it? Eh?
Yeah. I don't think it'll ever happen.
No, because I'll tell him straight why we're not signing your contract.
He'll tell him straight. He'll just say to him, I've heard about your attitude, Leroy, and that's 25 quid you've cost me. All these pounds going in the Tackle for Manchester charity.
All right. I'll tell you what. On Friday night, here's my question. I'll let you all have a think about this for Friday Night Social. Why are you so confident Leroy's staying? They are.
I'm not.
I don't think anybody's ever. I don't think anybody's ever said that we're confident staying.
It's never over till it's over. I watched the Leeds United documentary the other night, and Daniel James signed all his contracts, got the shirt signed with a picture, and then Swansea denied it and said that they wouldn't go. He wouldn't go. So anything can happen. And what they were saying is a transfer deal is not done till everybody in the negotiations has agreed it. So it still could stay. Anything can happen, Martin, in football, especially in the negotiations.
I love Tom's optimism.
He might stay. The problem is he's not going to sign a new contract, and then he's going on a free transfer, and that is crap business.
You should be an agent,
You tell me a business that lets a really big, valuable asset out the door for free.
Football.
Don't worry.
Football.
Name the last one. Apart from Sol Campbell.
Martin.
Football.
Edison Cavani and Thiago Silva are off at end of season for PSG.
Football.
Oh, God.
I'm just trying to whack him up.
Jadon Sancho.
Sancho's coming.
Oh, piss off.
He's coming up. He's coming. Jadon's coming up.
We got him. We finally just destroyed him.
Tell you what, I ain't doing the bleeding watch.
He's back. He's back. There you go.
Hey, what else did I tell you last week? Breaking news. Newcastle deal is about to collapse. Oh, there you go with that one.
Breaking deal. Leroy Sané's deal to Bayern Munich's about to collapse. Way.
I hope it does. You think I'll want him to leave because I don't like him? I'm upset because he is leaving. That's my point.
We don't.
He's so upset.
I am.
He scored so many goals.
I'm not used to top players leaving City anymore.
I can't. Honestly, it's brilliant.
Bless him. He's an absolute legend.
Who's Sané? We know.
No, Martin.
No, we love you.
Right,
Go and
guys.
check my Claude interview out. Anyway, right, moving on.
I'm going for City 5, Arsenal 1.
What?
Wow.
Yeah.
Good on you.
I'm going for a big win tomorrow.
I'll have
Don't forget, they've only lost one game since Arteta's been there.
I'm going for a big win tomorrow. I think
Somebody's been watching the interview.
Pep will look at Arteta and go, well, okay, we're friends, but I've got a plan for you. And Pep will like his understudy getting one over him, regardless, and it'll be back to business tomorrow for me. And Leroy Sané hat-trick, Sergio gets 2, and it's happy days.
Isn't there an old saying? Leroy. Isn't there an old saying? Like, because don't people say, I might have taught you everything you know, but I haven't taught you everything I know. And that's what I think Pep might do tomorrow.
What the hell? Where do you get that from?
And it's an old saying. It's a very, very old
Basically,
saying.
he's taught everything Arteta knows, but he hasn't taught him everything Pep.
He has to explain it to us.
I've got to explain it to the young kids.
I think we know what it means, Martin. Listen, don't forget tomorrow, Martin.
I'm not doing it now.
Martin is doing a Man City Fan TV Leroy Sané watch along against Arsenal tomorrow night. So don't forget to check in. Martin said he's going live about quarter to 8.
Right.
He's going 19 minutes before it starts. He's going to start 19 minutes before. Aren't you, Martin?
Excuse the mess. I'm having my bed. All my room's been stripped, so excuse me now.
You're getting Leroy Sané on the, aren't you, wallpaper on your back wall.
Getting a Leroy Sané, mosaic put up.
But Martin will be live at 7:45 p.m. So don't forget, go over. Also, don't forget to go over and check out a brilliant interview we did with Claude from AFTV. Really, really good interview. And listen to what Claude's thoughts are on all sorts of things about FFP, tomorrow night's game. And really, really good interview. So don't forget, go over and check that out. And also, if you haven't caught up with the Friday Night Social, 4 parts this week. It was a mega one. But there are 4 parts there. Go over and check them out. Some brilliant, brilliant questions and discussion by the guys on the channel. So all that's left for me to say is tomorrow it's back. Football, 8:15 kickoff at the Etihad. Manchester City versus Arsenal. We'll no doubt watch it. We'll be back after the game with some fan cams, post-match. Thank you, Martin. Post-match fan cams will be after the game. So don't forget to check in and look at what people thought of the atmosphere, the game itself, the players, and just how this games behind closed doors is panning out. But my last thoughts are with the main man. His birthday today. It's Karl. Listen, mate, have a wonderful birthday, buddy.
Come on, Karl.
Happy birthday
to you. Happy birthday to you. No wonder he's shaking his head. He's going, oh my God, that sounds awful. But anyway, mate. Listen, have a wonderful day, and don't forget, DM me your address, mate, and that Man City top is coming out to you for your birthday. And I just want to say thank you for all your contributions on the channel. You've been a big supporter of us, and we do appreciate it. So have a great day, and we'll be back tomorrow. Don't forget, this is Man City Fan TV, the only channel that's bringing you everything, and I mean everything, for free. For nothing. We don't ask for a penny. So yeah, check in tomorrow, and what we'll do is we'll run you through the whole watch along and then the post-match fan cams. If you want to be involved in the post-match fan cams, go over and watch the City Are Back video. It's only about a minute and a half, but it'll tell you if you want to send us in your fan cam thinking about tomorrow's game, and send it to mcfcfantv@gmail.com, and who knows, you might be in tomorrow night's videos after the game. But anyway, this is Andy from Man City Fan TV. Take care. Don't forget to subscribe, hit that bell icon, and make sure your settings are set to public, not private. But anyway, come on, City. I hate this.
Come on, Leroy.
Come on, Leroy. Leroy.